You talked about the hockey season earlier, and just so many things have happened since you joined the Sharks. Now, when you came into this season, there was a lot of optimism of what you guys could do. Obviously, that didn't pan out. You've already been through a head coaching change. Now you've been through a season that got stopped after 70 games. I mean, isn't what's going on right now? And certainly life outweighs sport right now. But wouldn't you say this has been a bizarre journey all the way around for you the last 6, 7, 8 months?
Yeah, I don't even know if bizarre would cut it.
Seriously,
it's been crazy. But like you said, this things that are happening now are much more important than hockey or sports in general. And but when you do circle back since the beginning of the season and what's happened, it was tough ups and downs. But I feel like it's not a bad thing. Like I like to look at the positives of everything. Look at the bright side on everything, and especially with times like these, it's important to have that mindset. But I think that it's a good thing, the lessons that not only myself but us as a team have learned throughout the year.
Yeah.
And when you say us as a team, and then you also say us as the world,
Right.
the world, everybody in the world is learning something. So it's it's hard to count out the negatives that are happening right now, but when you really do think about it, they're lessons that can go a long way and serve you well. So I'm looking at it like that.
Speaking of lessons learned as a hockey player, your first season in the NHL, and I realize there's probably a lot of them, and I realize there's probably a lot of names and people associated with helping you. Can you though isolate, give me an idea of one small lesson, something you learned? It could be on or off the ice as a pro hockey player that you learned this past year. Can you give me kind of the summary of just one small thing? What types of things are we talking about?
Yeah, so I think one small thing that's actually not small at all when you really look at it is just preparation and staying that mentality of staying even keel the whole year.
Mm-hmm.
That being said, that what I mean by that is not getting too high on the highs or too low on the lows. You have so many games and so many important games that you have a good game one night, you better forget about it because you got to do the same thing the next night, or vice versa. If you play poorly, you really got to forget about it and bounce back strong. And it's not just from game to game; it's from shift to shift. You're playing in a league that has really fast players, strong players, and you can get exposed, and it's going to happen. People are going to make mistakes, and I'm a defenseman, so I feel like you're more bound to make mistakes as well. They're more glaringly obvious.
Sure.
And from a mental perspective, you really have to learn to just kind of say, okay, it happened, move on. Let's get back to my game and play hard. So that's one small thing that goes a long way and actually has a huge impact that I learned this year. And I've had help from a lot of the guys on the team. Just certain shout outs like Brent Burns has helped me quite a bit, teaching me stuff on and off the ice. He's been someone I've really looked up to. Joe Thornton, everybody knows who that guy is.
I heard you love Joe Thornton, by the way. I heard he's your guy.
I love Joe. He's a beauty. Joe was a beauty.
We know.
It's him along with the rest of them.
Yeah.
Can't count. Nobody's counted out on this team.
Absolutely.
They're all great guys. They've all taught me a ton this year, and we're really close. So, it's been a good learning curve for me.